You reckon my mom didn't embrace her beautiful gray streak that she had in the front? Bitch, I will. I'll embrace the shit out of that shit, B. But anyways, let's move on to the video. What's up, YouTube fam? Today, I wanted to bring a video to you guys that kind of helped show you guys how changing small details in your decor makes a huge difference. So today's video is going to be all about how I convert things that I find at Marshall's, TJ Maxx, World Market, Target, Goodwill, any thrift store, any yard sale that I think are super fucking cute but do not fit with my aesthetic at all. Simplemente so that you guys could also stop regretting leaving these little cute ass pieces behind just because you're too lazy to paint them. It's super fast, super easy, super affordable, literally the easiest shit you could ever do. So enough with the talking, let's go ahead and get started. It's honestly the best tactic because sometimes it's really hard to find things that you want in a specific color. I know you know what I mean. Or like, for example, this cactus right here, I really do not fuck with that basket. So what I'm planning on doing is taking the cactus out of there so that I could stuff this in here. That's gonna look cute. You know what I mean? A bunch of these items are, like I said, from everywhere. These frames right here are from Goodwill. This vase over here I got at Target. Super fucking hookup. I got it for $7.48 when the original price was, I believe, $24.99. Yep, $24.99. So, by the way, you guys, Target in Palm Desert, it is fucking hooked up in their clearance section. That is the section that I go to as soon as I get there. These two I already had laying around at home. This one I believe had like a succulent in there, and I'm gonna take that out. I don't know if I'm gonna take this out, but I did take the succulent out and I put it somewhere else. So I think I'm gonna leave this because I'm gonna put another succulent in there that's gonna kind of hang out, so it's gonna look cute. Plus it'll look like that belongs there, if you know what I mean. This cactus right here is from Target. This one over here is a candle holder from Bath & Body. And these two are also from Target. Oh, no, wait. I believe these are from Michael's. Yeah, these are from Michael's. So I was thinking one of them I'll leave gray and then the other one I want to paint black just for a little contrast. These two items over here, I wanted to include them in the video so that I could show you guys like what a huge difference just painting something does. I originally found this piece with gold and the marble block on the bottom. Y este me lo hallé así, gray, with, I believe it was like a copper bottom. But of course, you know, I can't fuck with gold or copper or none of those colors. So I painted them black and look at how cute they look and they totally go with my aesthetic. What's up, bitch? What's up? This curtain rack I got from Walmart. I think it was like under $5. I don't even know. Probably under $4 to be honest. Super cheap. And it's super cute. And I'm going to paint it black, of course. I'm also going to paint this baby right here, and I believe I'm just going to do black on the outside and leave the inside white again so we could see a little bit of contrast because I feel like it doesn't really pop as much. And I'm not really a colored, like a bright color type of person, so like everything in our house is pretty much like black, gray, or white, if you guys haven't noticed. So first project I'm going to get started on is an affirmation picture that I wanted to go ahead and draw. This frame is actually from Ikea. It's like my favorite place to get frames because they're super cheap. I think this was like $3. I'm not exactly sure, but I'll put the link down below in the description box for you guys. What I did was take out the front clear part of the frame so that I could go ahead and trace out the size on a construction paper. And what I'm going to go ahead and do next is just cut that up, make sure that it fits perfectly into the frame so that I could go ahead and get started on my affirmation picture that I'm going to be drawing. I wanted to go with some 70s vibes, so lo que hice fue I went online, I searched up some 70s fonts, and ended up really liking this one. I took a piece of white paper, put it over my laptop, and traced out the letters. Then I cut them out and used them as a stencil. This is the easiest, most convenient thing that you can do for free. Y no tienen que esperar 2 to 3 business days for your stencils to arrive, or even 1 day through Prime, because if you're like me, you don't have the patience to wait. Next, what I did was trace over my letters con un Sharpie. I would recommend to go over your stencil with a pencil first, y ya después go over your letters with a Sharpie, Just in case you mess up, you have the freedom to go back and fix it, or if you want to change up a letter a little bit and you want to curve it out more or inwards, etc., you can go ahead and have the freedom to do that. Opposed to tracing them con un Sharpie, pues ya se chingaron, you know what I mean? So now lo que estoy haciendo is I am drawing my wave. I'm pretty sure if you're a fan of using affirmations, then you know what this picture is kind of indicating. To me, this picture pretty much indicates that no matter where we go, no matter what we go through our ups and downs, hence the waves, we are together. Y al último del día, you guys, eso es todo lo que importa. Next, I'm painting the letters with a matte black so that it doesn't reflect through the frame itself. Then what I'm going to go ahead and do is let this dry off, and once it is dry is when I get started with my sun and the sun rays, which you guys will see right about now. All I did was trace a circle onto where I wanted it. At first I thought to the side would look a little bit better, but then I realized, nah, I think I kind of want it in the middle, so that's what I went ahead and did. And I used the top of a mason jar, just in case you guys were wondering what that was. Next, again, I took the front clear part of the frame and I used it to draw out straight lines for my sun rays. I pretty much utilized the front part of this frame for a couple of my steps instead of having to use a ruler or measure out my paper to make sure that it was going to fit inside the frame. This saved me so much time, you guys, so just go ahead and use the front part of your frames. This isn't glass, so that's why it was easier for me to use it. If it was glass, then I don't think I would have used it. And that's pretty much it for our first project. It was super easy to make. I think the only thing que estaba kind of time consuming was cutting out the letters, but apart from that, it doesn't really matter because they look really good. I ended up putting this frame above our dining table and I love it. Next, I'm going to go ahead and prepare my paint. So I'm just going to go ahead and use this clear little tray. And these acrylic paints, you guys can find them anywhere. I think I got these at Walmart and Michael's. I'm not exactly sure, but I know what you're thinking. Why is she using makeup brushes? But you guys, I kid you not, in these trials and tribulations that I've had throughout the years, it is just such a smoother finish when I use makeup brushes. So I've just been used to using makeup brushes. So originally when I bought this retro vintage diamond shelf at Goodwill, it was like a dark pink, super ugly ass color. So obviously I had to paint over that, and initially I was going to go with that light gray that you guys see that I'm painting over right now, but I kind of didn't really like the way that it looked, so dije, never mind, I'm going to go ahead and paint it black. Went onto Pinterest and looked around for some inspiration, and I ended up coming across this wall decor that I really loved. And I don't know the person's name on Pinterest, but I think from what I saw, their name is Northwood Supply on Etsy if you guys are interested. So now what I am doing is I am going to go ahead and draw a third eye, which is what I was inspired to put inside of this diamond shelf. So as you see, I'm just tracing it out with my pencil just in case I mess up. Better safe than sorry. And now I am just proceeding to paint over that pencil with some white paint, and then this happened. Don't move.
Oh my god, se me resbaló machín. Oh my god.
It is all good. I was able to fix it, pretend like nothing happened, went over it with some paint, and voila! Jerry's ass was saved, if any of you are wondering. Now I am just proceeding to finishing off my third eye and adding my finishing touches to it. Once I realized that the lines that I added were a little too thin for my liking, I went back and I made them a little bit thicker, and I ended up loving the way that they looked thicker, so I'm really glad I did that. It would have sucked if I would have not liked it and then there was like literally no going back, but thankfully it came out really good, better than I actually expected. Shout out to Northwood Supply for giving me the inspiration that I needed to finish off this piece. Next is the cactus that I'm going to put above my bebecito's bed, and because the other one was gray that you guys saw in the beginning, I wanted to make this one a matte black, and I ended up really loving the way that this looks. I feel like it looks so much better than in gray because sometimes gray could be a little boring, but look at how much this black just stands out so much more. Next, all I did was change up this white stripe on this vase and turned it into a matte black for my bebecito's wall as well. Just by doing that, I completely changed the vibe in this vase and it complements the wall just so much better. Next is this candle holder from Bath and Body Works that I had already previously drawn on, but I didn't like how it turned out, so I went ahead and I just painted the whole vase black, or I should say candle holder, well, old candle holder, because now I'm using it as a vase, so that's why it's kind of mind fucking me right now. But anyways, so I painted it all black, and then I, with a napkin, just stippled it so that it could give me kind of like a grungy effect. If you are looking to do the same thing, you don't have to worry about buying a specific sponge, because I know in order to get this effect, most people use a specific sponge, but a scrunched up napkin works just as well. If you feel like you took off too much paint from certain spots, just go ahead, paint them over and stipple them off again, and just like that, you are done. Next up, I am just painting my vase that I found at Target, a matte black color, and I'm just making sure to give it one good coat so that I don't have to wait for it to dry. Now what I'm going to go ahead and do is kind of just paint the inside, because you always want to make sure to paint the inside so that it doesn't look kind of like, you know, ugly, I guess you can say, or so that it doesn't look unfinished. So lo que hice fue nomás le pinté probably like an inch or an inch and a half into it, and that's it. Nomás para que no se mire orange on the inside and it looks like it was always black, you know what I mean? Now I am just painting the stand, and this one I went ahead and chose a like dark silver metallic color so that I could kind of give a metal resemblance, and that's pretty much what it did. So really happy with that. Ahora lo que estoy haciendo is trying to figure out a way to remove this cactus from inside this vase. And because most fake plants come with styrofoam inside, I thought that it would be easy to just stab it and lift off the corners. But it was a little harder than I thought. So después dije, okay, there has to be a different way to do this. So you see that little string sticking out right there on the left side? I went ahead and I started pulling on it to see if it would become loose, and it did. So doing that, I was able to just cut and pull up, cut and pull up. You'll see me right now doing a bunch of that, and eventually it became loose. Next, I'm going to scrunch up some newspaper and I'm going to stuff it at the bottom of the vase. What this is going to do is it's going to give my cactus some height and make it look a little bit taller than it is. It's also going to save you from using a lot of soil, because once I am done, I am going to stuff some soil in here to give it more of a realistic look. I started adding my soil, and as soon as I did, I kind of realized that my cactus was sitting up a little too high. So I went ahead and I removed it so that I could remove some newspaper from the bottom. I probably removed like 2 sheets, or maybe just one actually, and then just made it sit a little bit lower. I stuffed it in there. I know you guys could tell that I used a little bit of pressure. You want to go ahead and do that to make sure that the newspaper is nice and tight, like I said. Once you have your plant sitting where you want it, you want to make sure that you just fill in all the little crevices with your soil. You want to make sure that you literally fill in all those crevices so that your plant has no room to wiggle around, get loose, or for your babies to come around and mess with it, because if you have a toddler, that might be the case. So yeah, definitely just make sure that you just stuff it with soil until the soil no longer fits in there and it feels nice and tight. And then you kind of just want to mess around with the soil at the top. Make sure that you make it look all nice and cute. You don't have to just specifically leave it all nice and straight, because we are trying to go with a realistic look, just like so. I love the way that this came out, you guys, and it was super easy. Here I'm just trying to show you that this is another plant that I used, that I depotted and put in another vase, and look at how good it looks. I should have just cut these frames out because I didn't even end up hanging them. I haven't hung them up yet, but I will soon, and I'll definitely show you guys what I ended up going with. But here is just me painting them. Now we are moving on to this plant. It's a hanging plant, and I want to go ahead and do the same effect that I did to the candle holder,
but because with the candle holder I feel like I waited too much, this one I am literally just painting in sections, stippling, painting in sections, stippling, and it actually gave it a way better looking effect. I came across this on OfferUp for $20 because it's literally just a closet door. Doesn't it look like a normal mirror? Like an expensive bougie normal mirror? I was like, you know what? I have an idea for you. So I went, I got it. Well, my babe went and got it for me. And I'm thinking of just painting this one matte black as well. So I just wanted to show you guys the before because the after is about to look sick as fuck, you guys. And if this looks good, así para que sepan ustedes también that a mirrored closet door is gonna be a perfect mirror for your home. Of course, I need to like remove the little wheel down there. I know you guys could see that. So we'll definitely have to remove that, or maybe just paint it black so that you can't see it. You see that little wheel up there? So we'll have to remove that too, but it's super simple things that'll convert this mirror into a luxurious looking baby for literally under $25.
Yo no cago dinero.
So I'm going to start off by just removing the wheels from both sides. These were so easy to remove. I literally just had to screw them off, you guys. Super simple, just in case you guys are going to do this too. Now I'm just protecting the mirror with some fake masking tape, I guess you should say, because this isn't masking tape, but that's what I used it as. Ahora nomás le estoy dando su first coat of paint. And I ended up choosing to go with the matte black for this one as well, just because it just looks so much better in matte than it would satin, well, my opinion. After her first coat, I let her go ahead and dry off. Then I proceeded to doing her second coat later on during the night, and my baby turned out amazing. Last, I'm painting this lamp right here that I found at Goodwill for only $8.99. I swear, sometimes you find some good shit and sometimes you don't find shit at all. That's just the way it is at Goodwill. So I went ahead and I chose a satin black for this lamp, and I ended up loving the way that it came out. So that's pretty much it, you guys, for today's video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this new type of video. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys want to see next, what your feedback is on this, and I will see you guys next time.